you're the person that's not agreeing to run this in 15 months. And I've run it a fair amount, and Joshua helped a lot. But like, wow, it's an actual operating section. Okay, so what are we going to work first?
Well, that's a good question. Let's see. We've got I was thinking it would be best to work the new bleach and pulp group first, which is new bleach and pulp is that's the last 4 cars. And the ACFX, that's the first car, right, on the left?
Yes.
And that's an awfully long car, too. So maybe we should pull that first and just to change it out. Do we have a, that would be my instinct would be to just change that out. Do we have anything on the clay track there? Oh, I have that information here.
You have one on the clay track. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it gets pulled or stays.
Yeah, just a minute. Thanks for asking that. Oh, I think it stays. It stays. There's no information here about the clay track.
Right.
So that means it stays.
Okay.
All right. So you can just shove that guy in there. Okay. There's room for him, right? On the clay track?
Yes. Can you see? Can you still see the engine or not?
I don't need to. I mean, that's fine.
Okay, so I'm backing up, back down the lead, and I'll get one car to the switch. Okay. Then I'm coming back down into the clay track. And got ready to spot the 507.
Is there room for him to clear with both cars in there?
There's one in there, so I have to shove it back.
Oh, do you want to pull the one that's in there out and put the other one in? Or
no, this is good.
All right.
Essentially, the one that's in there is still being worked with, and this is the next load. So
all right, that's fine.
Gets the
great.
Now. Yay.
Okay, so what do we?
Spotted.
So, well, I'm tempted to work them in reverse order, but that doesn't really make sense. It's just burning extra fuel, right?
You can work in whatever order you want.
Yeah, I know. If we take the next car out of the chain, the southern car, we can put that in the new track, which is all the way in the front. And yeah, let's do it that way because that's the way the switch list is too. And we have 2 to pull. The down arrow. Oh yeah, I see. Oh no, I see. I'm sorry. There's a your handwriting is a little hard for me to read, but on the switch list, above pull, it says something else. Is that stay?
Yeah, it probably just like, let me look.
On the left side, the
right.
The pull.
What it says is setback.
Oh, setback.
Which is what I picked up from Rick Kang as what the SP would use as stay, essentially.
Okay, great. So setback. So you're picking just take the first car, Southern. Pull that out and go into the new track, which is the one in the front.
Where would you like me to put the tanks in the Boston and Maine?
Oh, that's a good point. I was just thinking, do you think we should just pull them all? I was just thinking you could leave them there. But since we're picking up, that creates a problem. Yeah. Is there any place you can put them?
Well, we can either shove them on the track that goes down, that goes to the bleach track. We can put them
Yeah.
there.
Okay. Let's put them there. There's room in with the ladder there. This is where it gets complicated to keep track of which car is where.
Joshua ended up using like Google. He made a spreadsheet,
Yeah.
which I thought was sort of overkill, but
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about that too, because otherwise you have to keep everything in your head. But
it really makes me wonder how, if you were a real conductor does it, because they got the
yeah.
same issue.
Well, they must have done it with a lot of teamwork. That's all I
Yes,
can think of. So you're parking those 3 cars.
yes.
And which track is that?
That's the lead to the bleach track and the pulp track.
Okay, the bleach and pulp track, which we'll be working next anyway. So now you can put that southern, you can pull the car ending in 082 is the one we want to pull.
Okay.
The other one we set back.
Yep. So I'm heading into the new track now. One car, half a car. I've got a joint. I'm pulling back the 3 covered hoppers now. So I need to put the 092 somewhere. You might put it
Right.
behind the box car, or
Well, yeah, or you could put it all the way back on the lead. I mean, all the way back on the approach track. We need. Is it true we want to not block the main, or can we use the
yeah,
main?
I think just general practice, that's probably good. Practice, honestly, we can do whatever we like because we're the only ones on the railroad. But
Let's see. We're in the new track right now.
yeah,
So where did you decide to put that?
so it's going to go behind the. I'm putting it behind the Boston and Maine box car.
Oh, okay, which is one of our incoming ones. Okay, that's good. So now, what would you suggest for this pickup that we have? Where to put it?
The 09. I'm sorry, which one are we talking
Yeah,
about?
092, 092.
So the 092 is now behind the Boston and Maine box car.
Oh, so you're setting back the other one. Yeah, yeah, okay. 030, you're setting back now, and you're also setting out the southern.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
the Southern and the 030. So they're heading back in on the new track.
Yeah. I think when these guys did it on the real railroad, they had a mind map, so they weren't constantly thinking about what to do all the time because they knew what to do.
Yeah.
It was baked in.
Okay, so the Southern 829 and the TP 030 are set back on the new track now.
Right.
So those are spotted. So we now have here on sort of the bleach track the TP 92 Boston and Maine box car, the Hooker tank car, and the ACFX tank car.
Okay, so we have finished with the new track now.
Yep.
Which is very good.
The new track is now available. You have a nice long area there for spotting spare
Yeah,
cars.
good. How much space do you think we have there?
Well, we can easily put another 3 cars in there to spot
Oh,
them.
good, 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 good. That's excellent. Okay, so that means you could put, if we use that temporarily for our pickups, we want to put the see, where's the, well, yeah, the Boston and Maine goes in the pulp,
Yep,
and the other two go in the bleach.
yep.
So yeah, so you can leave. Let's see that. Yeah. So how about pulling? Oh, we need to figure out what we have to pull here. We just okay. So let's go to the bleach track.
Okay.
Um, let's go to the bleach track, and we have to pull the 2A2 and 264 and leave the other one, 287 we leave.
And you see how much, I'm not sure how much of this you can see here.
I can't see too much of it. I'm basically looking at the switch list. Yeah, okay. That's a little better.
Okay, so
So
to me,
you're,
it's like a small little screen. I can hardly even see what I've got to
yeah,
see
I
here.
can't see it too well either, but that's fine. It's good enough. So, oh yeah, this is good. There are 3 cars there. And one of them is the one you're setting back, which is 287. Do you know which one that is?
This is 287, 282, and 1264. The 287 was the closest to us.
Okay, great. So that means you can set those 2 tank cars back on the new track. Then respot the 3rd tank car.
And we're coming back. Good to meet them. Okay, 282 and
Now, all 3,
1264.
no, sorry, I didn't hear you.
There's a 282 and 1264 are on the new track now.
Right, great. So now you can spot all 3 of those tanks back on the bleach track.
Okay,
This mill needs a lot of bleach.
it does. There are no fish in the water.
There's room for all 3, right, on the bleach track?
Yep.
All right. Now,
It turns out that those covered hoppers of the southern covered hopper of sodium chlorate, that's actually also part of the bleaching process. They used, I think it's sodium dioxide. There's something else besides there's some chemical that's unstable. You can't ship it directly, so you have to ship a different chemical that they convert into sodium dioxide, I think.
yeah.
Okay, the 3 tanks are coming onto the bleach track.
Excellent. Okay, you can spot them there. Now the blue B&M goes on the pulp track behind it, and we pull both of the cars that are there.
Okay.
So I don't think you have room on the new track, but you might, if you foul the switch, you might have room.
Yeah.
Put those 2 box cars on the new track.
Okay. So I'm backing onto the pulp track. Right. Pulling the box cars out.
All right, you can put them over on new.
Yep. Okay, I'm on the lead now, pushing the box cars towards the new track.
All right, all you got to do is get the blue B&M car in there where we just came from. And then I have to remember what that covered hopper is and right next to the engine.
That is TP 492.
Oh, good. Okay, that's one of our pulls. All right.
Yep.
That's great. So we are about to conclude block A.
Yep.
Once you get that in there,
Okay, heading back towards the pump track.
yep.
Okay, the boxcar pulp is spotted. Heading back towards the lead. Hey, I'm on the lead.
Okay. And you're pulling all those cars out and shoving them back onto the main.
Okay. Okay, heading back to the main.
Yeah, so now what we want to do is figure out how to run around these cars, get on the other side. So we need a clear track. Well, the main would be the clear track. So I guess you're going to have to pull to the left and then back into the set out track. Is that free?
Um, it is, but the way I can see this is you want to put these back on the siding.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Of course. Right. Put it because we're going to pull the other cars out of the siding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Right.
What I have found in the design of this
Yeah.
is that if you put tracks, people will try to use them.
That's right. Well, that was a good example, what I just did there.
Right, because if the two setup tracks weren't here, I think people would just naturally go, "Oh yeah, I'm using the siding."
Right.
But the setup tracks, if, if you had the written instructions, it would say you're not supposed to use them because they're actively used by the through trains to set things
Right.
out.
Right.
People ignore that. I can say it until I'm blue in the face.
Right.
People are still,
Well, yeah.
they need to use them.
Well, it'll take a while for the operators to get enough experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's helping me a lot that I've done this job fairly
Yep.
recently, so I have some memory cells on it.
Yep.
Yeah, this only works if you can if you can stay clear of the fouling point in the other end.
Yep, we're good on that.
Okay. So,
What is different since you were here before is we actually have a caboose on the other end. I actually
uh-huh.
have enough cabooses now that the mill job gets to have a caboose.
Oh, excellent. I was going to ask you where I'm actually sitting as the conductor, and that's the answer.
Down there.
Yeah, I'm sitting down there
You're in
talking
the-
to you on a radio, right?
Yep. They would have, they had radios. The P&O started installing them in the 50s.
Yeah, they had radios. Okay.
In the
So,
union agreement from like 1968,
uh-huh.
it actually says in the union agreement that the railroad couldn't require the grounds crew to carry any radio over 3 pounds.
Ah,
It's
ah,
like, look at how the world has changed, right?
ah.
A 3 pound radio. Now, how much do these cell phones weigh? 2 ounces or something?
That's funny. Okay. So, you're running around that cut now. I guess you can use the main for that.
Yes.
So if there was a through train right around now, they could be using the set out track. And we would still be able to do this.
Except the setup track is actually blocked. There's a cut of cars in the setup track.
Oh, never mind. I couldn't. Yeah, I see what you mean. But, so now I guess you want to. Oh no. Yeah, I see. Yeah, no, this camera angle's fine for the moment.
But when I get the next block,
Yeah.
I can turn the camera so you can see the paper and prep tracks.
Yeah, that'll be great. But first we have to get the next block. So the thing is, we want the C block next.
Yes.
And that's the one on the right-hand side, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. And it's only 3 cars.
Yes. 3 box cars.
Yeah.
So you're going to feel the jolt here in a second when I hit the caboose.
Okay.
3 cars, 2 cars, 1 car. Oh, nice and soft. You probably didn't even feel it.
No.
Okay, I'm pulling the 3 box cars and you in the caboose back.
All right. Now, oh yeah. So are you going to keep the caboose or are you going to put the caboose back?
I'm really going to keep the caboose unless you want me to do something else.
No, you can keep the caboose. I want to keep an eye on you. I want to get away from the yellow jacket nest that is in a bush right next to where you had the caboose spotted.
Okay, I'm coming back. And on the main,
All right.
you get the 3 box cars. The one to the left is the IC box car, then the UP, and then the CNO. Which I'm not sure that matters, but that's the order. And I'm going to go warm up my tea for a second.
Okay, that's good. That's a good idea.
All right, I'll leave it right there. I'll be right back.
All right. All right. Look at that railroad.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay. Very good. Um, very good. Very good.
I put you there so you can see what's going on, although you can't see the cars behind it.
Yeah, that's all right. I got the track plan up so I can see what's going on there. So, um, we, uh, uh, so respot means it has to be at the same door. Is that right? No.
Respot.
Why?
Yep.
What's the difference between respot and setback?
So setback is basically it stays where it is. Respot is you're moving it from one place to another place.
Oh, I knew that. Of course. It's funny. It sounds like the same, right? Without if you don't think about it.
Yep.
Okay, so let's see. Door 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all on. Those are those four awnings there,
Yes.
and one is on the left.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. 1, 2. Okay, so the car. We're pulling the where's B and O? Oh, is that on the left of the prep track?
Right. This B
Is that
719.
B and O 7819?
This is 719.
Okay, that's going on track 2.
Right.
I mean,
Southern.
the spot 2. That's on spot 2. The Southern is going on spot 1.
That's this one.
Door 1, I meant.
Right.
And the UP car is going on door 3.
Yes.
So we let's pull. Yeah. So and then the existing cars that are in there. What is Southern, Western Pacific, and CO, right?
Yes.
And those we're setting back the C and O, but we're pulling the other two.
Okay.
So and we won't be able to set back the C and O until we're done, because that's door 4.
Yeah.
So let's pull those 3 cars and stick them on the lead to the pulp area. The lead to the coal track.
Okay.
Just get them out of the way, because otherwise we'll just have too long a cut. Does that make sense?
These you can leave these on the main if you want, because we're already blocking the main anyway.
Oh, that's a good point. So we don't have to go up into the coal area. We can just put them on the main. Yeah, just get those 3 cars and put them on the main.
Okay, so can you see me pulling them out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just put all 3 of those cars on the main.
I'm coming back to the switch, 1 car. Okay, I'm back on the main here.
Move the camera slightly to the right.
Okay, I'll move it, but is that, I'm not sure if I'm doing right the way
That's
you want.
good. Perfect. Perfect.
Okay.
All right, that's good. Now go get those other 3 cars.
Okay. So one of the things I found by doing this with Joshua
Yeah.
is it seems like it makes a better, you know how sometimes if you're the engineer, the conductor just does it all in the person's head and all they're doing is go here, go there, not telling you much of anything.
Yeah.
It seemed more collaborative to me with Joshua because it was more like go over to the prep track and pull those 3 cars, which is probably what a conversation would be in real life. Not
Right. Right.
it was probably more. So it somehow it just felt to me like it was more a collaborative thing than. I mean, sometimes if you're the engineer, you really do feel like you're not really.
Okay, pull that whole thing, but stop short of the fouling point to the left of the southern car, because we want to unhitch. Yeah, we want to unhitch right there, right where you are, because southern goes right into door 1, which is the one on the left, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. And you don't have to shove them all the way back, because just get him clear of the fouling point, because we want to put that B&O car you just uncoupled. He goes into door 2.
Okay.
So you can just drop that. Now I don't know. It's interesting to think would they do this, or is uncoupling such a hassle that they would rather walk down there and uncouple it in place?
I
You
think
see
they
what
would.
I mean?
I don't know.
They would probably do this, right?
I would think so.
Because it's faster. Or that it's a time versus hassle kind of trade-off.
But when they work this track, you see, the, the doors, we're going to have to leave each car separately
Yeah, I know.
because the doors are 60 feet apart instead of 50.
Yeah. So now we're in good shape to spot the first 3 doors, because B&O there is door 2 and the UP is door 3.
Okay.
Door 4 is the C&O car on the end there, 257, that's out on the main.
Okay, we'll come back down on the paper track.
All right, so now you can, yeah, now you can set Southern to door 1. I love this job. It's a great job. 60-foot centers on the doors. That's excellent.
You've got a 60-foot pole. You got a, and that thing, you notice, there's the higher box goes just fit.
Yep.
Okay, Southern at door 1.
Yep. Then the door 2 is the next one. Yep. UP goes on door 3.
Okay, the 3 are spotted.
Okay. Now, now we can, the 4th door is the C&O. So you can, I think you can pull all 3 of the cars that are on the main. See, wait a minute. Are 2 of them pickups? Oh, yeah. Never mind. Southern and WP are pickups. So you just need to go get that C&O. Oh, sorry. Of course. We've set out these 3 cars on the prep track.
Okay.
That's all you've got, right? Those 3 cars in the caboose?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, if we knew the order, that those were going in by door, we could do the blocking now, but we'll just leave that for the next crew. There I am.
There you
Now you can go get that lone C&O car on the main and put it on door 4.
are. Okay.
Nice caboose. Is that a new one?
No. Well, actually, it might be, but it's actually an Atlas Trainman.
Oh my.
That I like them. They look, to me, they look good. They look better than what I would expect from an Atlas Trainman.
Yeah.
model.
Yeah.
And they were nice enough to make I think they have 8 different C&O numbers over the
Oh,
years.
that's great. So now you can run the caboose on this job.
Yep.
All right. The C&O on door 1. Boy, we're making some money for this railroad
Yep.
in a fairly short order. So those WPs that are on the main,
Yeah, those are outbound loads of paper.
yeah, it's hard for me to know what to do with them. It seems like you could shove the whole inbound cut onto them and pull them into the track, into the mill siding.
Uh-huh.
Door 1 for that. I mean, door 4 for that guy.
Yep.
Yep. Whoops. Why, I've done that a million times.
Yep. All right.
All right. So I would say you could pull that WP up to the points.
Okay.
So that we don't have to shove the entire train down to get it. I don't know if that's make work though. Because we got a couple onto that whole train, and then I suppose we'd have to pump air into it too.
Well, I don't know about it. So we're within yard limits. I don't think we'd have to worry about the pumping the air.
All right, so we would just shove the
Actually,
cut back. Oh, maybe where they would have just set a couple of handbrakes or something.
probably. I don't know. I actually asked. So I asked Bob. It was a Bob Stafford and Tyler Whitcomb were together
Yeah,
once, and I asked him if you were in this situation where you were going from the yard over to the mill
yeah.
within switching district, would you pump the air or not? And Tyler immediately said, if I'm touching the main, I'm pumping the air because if I don't, I'm personally liable if
Right,
anything goes wrong.
right.
And Bob was sort of, what, yeah, that's right. And then he stopped, Bob sort of went, so what's your time era again? 1974. And it was interesting. He said, well, it would depend whether they have to go over any grade crossings. He said, no grade crossings, they'd probably just go for it. But if there were grade crossings, they'd probably pump the air.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was. Um, Here, I don't. You
So
probably get all.
are you going to pull that WP, or are you running around?
I was actually just talking. What would you like me to do in the end?
Well, I want you to pull the WP up to the points and
Okay,
then leave them there.
okay, we're coming back. I'm coming back then on them.
All right.
But I would think in this situation, since we're still switching, they would probably just use the handbrakes for now and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
pump air at the end.
yeah. I think so too. Bang.
All right, so we run around the other
Okay,
end.
now go to the other end. Yep, run around and
We'll leave a brakeman here to
yeah,
set
leave a brakeman. We'll need him to walk up and make the other cut as well. After we pull these two guys in, we got to cut the train again. Yeah, I've just got room on my computer to.
Okay, I'm starting to come back down the siding.
You want to change the camera angle so I can see what you're doing?
Okay, watch your eyes. Is that
Well,
better?
yeah. Yeah, it is, but actually I know what you're going to do there, pull the end. If you want to just move it down to the other end of the mill, you can do that too.
Just a second. I'm gonna get everything tied together here.
Oh yeah, okay. So you lined that switch. That would be a classic opportunity for derailment. Shove across that switch. Yeah, I noticed that you did it right away.
Because I would forget. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I would have also. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I was just watching this video. Do you know what the Decoder Buddy? Have you heard of this product?
Yes, I have. Uh-huh.
So I was watching a video where the guy was describing. He was showing how to install it and stuff because I was going to do that. But he and the guy who was interviewing him, the guy his interview says, "Yeah, there are two types of people who say they've never smoked a decoder. Either A, they've never installed a decoder, or B, they're liars."
Right. That's right. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to move you again.
Yep.
I'm not quite sure what the best place to put you here.
Yeah, I'm not either. There may not be one.
I shall just
I think.
I'll move the cut the other way so we don't have to look at it.
Oh, that's the standing cut. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a help. Yeah. That should be all right.
So you got an engine.
Yeah.
So what you
Yeah.
have on this end is your engine, your caboose,
Yeah. And 6 cars.
and
So after the 6 cars, you can just make a cut there and pull those 6 cars.
Okay. So you've got your tank car, 2 wood chips.
Okay, wait. We have a problem. We have a problem. We got to run around that C car. I mean, sorry, the AC FX car.
So we have,
And
we have to,
where is that car?
it's right here.
Okay. Interesting. We need to run around that guy. And I should have thought of this before we came all the way down here.
That's okay.
Because we could have shoved him out onto the main,
Yep.
and then we would have run around him. So,
Yep.
now we're kind of left with no other good alternative. Let's see.
That's probably still the way to do it.
That's still the way to do it. Just run around to the other end of the train and shove him back. I was just basking in my own glory here instead of getting organized for the next set of stuff.
Right.
Fortunately, we didn't set too many handbrakes on this long cut, so we can just shove it. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, I can tell when I'm getting tired. It's when I start derailing things. And
Yeah, right.
what's going on?
So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the other part of town, shoving one car.
Yep. And at the end of the siding, coming back.
And just shove that tank car in the clear. I think you left a brakeman there so that he can tell you when it's good. Because you and I are both on the other end of the train.
That's right. We've got 2 cars to the end of the cut. 1 car.
Bang.
There we go. And then we'll shut it up. All right, get that on the main. All right. The other cars are back in the siding.
Yep. Okay, good. So now you can come back and pick up those, we're now 5 cars.
All right, coming back down to Maine. So our cases keep going up in this state,
I know, it's kind of strange.
isn't it? Though, get more people
Yeah.
vaccinated, and we get more cases.
Mm-hmm.
So my son Joshua is actually going to come out the end of May. He's going to take the train, Amtrak from Jacksonville to Seattle.
Wow, that'll be fun.
Yep. So we'll get to see him for the first time in a year and a half.
Yeah, that's good.
And it's very good.
What does he do these days?
He works for ATP, with the flight training.
Yeah,
Mainly what he does is work on the train the trainers material,
yeah,
the stuff
yeah,
that
right. Sure.
the classwork stuff. Although he also does whatever the boss tells him to.
So is he getting a nice block of time off to take this trip?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, you want the 5 cars in, you want to make a cut.
And
And then you got to go all the way over to the other side of the room to get onto the correct lead.
Yep. Yeah, they gave him basically a sabbatical.
Now you pulled forward before you uncoupled. Was there a reason for that?
Well, I would just pull it to here and leave right there, and then it occurred to me that I'd sort of block the view some, so I just stopped.
Oh, good, good. Thank you. Yeah, because I wouldn't want to do that anyway because we're going to bring back cars, so why shove the train unnecessarily?
I kind of got in the habit of thinking, I'm
Yeah,
the brakeman, bring the cars
yeah,
to me. I'm not moving.
right. That's right. That's right.
Okay, so we're heading around.
Great.
Thank you. In one yard, we got the crossover.
His hair is growing. He's over here now, so I can't see him.
We're heading over the crossovers. You should do the bump in your caboose as we go over the switches. Okay, we're starting to back up onto the branch line.
Yeah, can we occupy the branch?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's shove everything. Shove everything in there, and let's go take care of this C car.
Okay. You want me to put the camera anywhere else?
Put the what?
Should I pull the camera down more or what?
Oh yeah, I don't know. It's okay.
Okay.
As long as you're telling me what you're doing. Wave to the camera so Barbara can say hi and see your hair.
Wrong.
Yeah.
What is he saying?
I don't remember.
No.
All right.
He just was saying something, but I couldn't hear him because of that.
All right.
All right. All right. See ya. Wow. It's like mine.
Yeah.
Turns out that Joshua's hair is actually longer than mine.
Oh boy.
He's been going at it longer than me. Okay,
Well,
so
I
the
just I discovered that at some point my son had gotten a wall hair clipper. So I just every couple of weeks I take the number 2 clipper and just shave my whole head and beard down to a 1/4 inch and call it good.
so we're coming back on what essentially the pulp mill lead.
Yeah, you're going in the. What did you say?
So we're heading down the pulp mill lead with the
Oh,
tank
pulp
car.
mill, right? The pulp mill lead, of course. So you're going to take the left switch there and go into the carbon track. Um, and if we have room, you can shove this on top of that other tank because we're not pulling the car that's in there.
Yeah, there's plenty of room.
Is there anything on the carbon?
Yeah, there's a box car.
Oh, but there's still enough room?
Yes.
Okay, wait, actually, I should figure out, are we pulling that? L and N,
Yes.
642. Yeah, we're pulling that. So I guess you could go ahead and hook up to it.
We got it. Yeah, these two
Got it.
tankers, there's plenty of room. The only question is it's a little downhill or uphill.
Oh, yeah.
The stay sometimes is a little tricky.
All right, let's see. I have chips, C, and cake.
Okay. So the 83-122 is spotted. We've got the box car behind you, and we got the box car, the caboose, and the engine.
Yeah, just a second here. Just give me a second. I'm not understanding something about this switch list. Oh, yeah. Of course. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. Um, so we have a UP covered hopper 431.
Yep.
That goes in the cake track. Now, where is that in our cut?
It's they're two.
No, it's
over
in the
on-
middle. It's in the middle. Okay, but
Right.
all those wood chip cars are going the same place.
Yes.
So is there room for them or do we have to pull the empties?
We got to pull the empties.
All right. Well, it makes sense to me since we're over there to go ahead and just extract, because that's the only car we have to extract out of that cut, right?
The UP the covered hopper. Is that what you're saying? The UP.
Yeah, the UP. Yeah, the UP covered hopper is the only thing that isn't going into the chip loading area. So
Yeah.
let's just go ahead and pull. Oh, I see the problem. Wait a minute. Wait. Oh, we've got all. Just let me figure out if we have to pull the L and N, which you've got already,
Yes.
and we have to pull the T cars.
Yes.
So we might as well pull them.
Yes.
We've got 3 cars. Is that what you've got there?
So you've got 2 tank cars on the T track
And a covered hopper?
and a covered hopper at the CBQ. So you've got
Yeah.
left
Yeah.
to
So
right.
pull. What's that?
Let's say left to right. You've got the GATX.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. The GATX tank is the only one we're pulling. I'm sorry, I wasn't concentrating. Okay, yes. So we might as well do that now.
Huh?
Pull that guy because you've got the two cars to do some switching with. I mean, the two tracks to do some switching with.
Yep.
Is the GATX tank on the left of the three cars?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That's a classic situation that Joe Green sets up for you to make things complicated. So yeah, actually that would be true anyway, because that would have been the that would be the car that's been there the longest, so it would be the empty that needs to be pulled.
Yep. That's
I mean,
actually a load.
oh, it's a load.
It's either turpentine or towel oil.
Oh, okay. All right.
Both of
Anyway, you're going
both
to
are
pull
both
that
are-
guy and you're going to put back the other two.
Okay. So we've got it. We've got both tank cars in the covered hopper. We're pulling back now.
So you can set him on the carbon track, right?
Yes.
And then put the other two back.
Yeah.
Now all we're going to have to do is
Okay. Coming onto the carbon track.
all we're going to have to do there is when we fish out that other covered hopper, we'll be able to put him on the cake track on top of those others. Yeah. Okay, great. I think we're doing good here. I think we're doing good here, Joe.
Yep, we are.
All right. So
I'll make it harder for you next time.
what's that?
I'll have to make it harder for you next time.
I don't know. This is good enough for me. Yeah, you can definitely make this part of the layout very difficult. With the T, the cake, the carbon, the C, and no runaround track. Man.
Right. Yeah, I kind of ran out of room.
Yeah.
There should be a runaround over here. I just didn't have space.
There should be. Okay. So you now can.
So the UTLX tank is spotted back.
Yep.
The CBQ, I'm about to leave the CBQ where it's supposed to be.
Yep. That's good. And then you can go over there on the carbon track and pick up that tank,
Okay.
which we're pulling. Yeah, we could do this on my layout too. We could just have you be the conductor.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually
I'd just have to give you a switch list.
it's pretty simple technology we're using, right? I mean,
Yeah.
people. I mean, some people have done some incredible technology stuff. You've done that path. I just wanted to keep it as simple as I could.
Yeah, this is really fun. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens, in the future, because I could picture having a monthly session with you just to fool around with your layout. This would be great. What's wrong with it? I mean, in theory, I guess you could have, the thing is, if you had somebody else running trains on the main, that could work, actually. You could have this going on while somebody else was, where a couple other people were running trains on the layout.
Yeah.
Because this is confined to a reasonable area.
Okay, so we're back and we're still heading.
Okay. What you want to do now is fish out that covered hopper from those chip cars.
Okay.
I don't know if you've got enough room to do that. without pulling. Do you have enough room to do it without pulling the empties?
Um,
You might consider pulling the empties and shove them on the main or on the branch, and that gives you some space to switch around the get that covered hopper out.
if I'm just pulling the covered hopper out, we're fine. We just take the string.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's right. We don't have to. That's right. Yeah. I'm overthinking this. Yeah, just pull out the covered hopper and shove it into the cake track.
Then, right, then we'll
Yeah,
have all the chip hoppers together.
yeah. That's right. It'll uncouple eventually.
That's a theory.
That's one of my favorite parts of editing videos. Is if I reach in and uncouple a car, I can cut out all of that horsing around and just make it look like I uncoupled it with a flick of a wrist.
Mike Confalone, I assume you know who he is. There's a layout back east. And he's
No.
done a series of stuff that's on Train Masters, on MR Model Road Hobbyists website thing.
Uh-huh.
And to his credit, when things go bad, he doesn't edit them out. I mean, he
Oh, yeah.
literally there are times where the engine will stall because it's on dirty track or whatever, and he'll just go,
Yeah.
oh, and he goes, that's part of it. It's part of what happens. Ooh, it would work better if I had this. Can't get good braking these days.
What happened?
We were heading down the carbon track instead of the cake track.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the trouble with talking too much as you.
Okay, so the UP covered hopper is coming down onto the cake. The car actually really has a salt cake. That's why it's called the cake area. It's, all right, so it's spotted.
Yep, very nice.
So we're heading back towards the branch. We got the two wood chips, and then the tank and the L&M box score.
Yeah, so we're we're gonna. All we have left is to pull those empties. I guess you should consolidate the loads first.
Yeah, that's
Then
okay.
then pull the empties, and then spot the loads. Now, I guess I'm just trying to think here. If you're already going to drop those two loads, you might as well pull all the loads
Yes.
and just go ahead and pull the empties with the loads. Otherwise,
Yep.
we're just going back and forth a bunch.
Yep.
It's
Yes,
always a trade-off between fuel consumption and time or number of switching moves.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure as the conductor and the engineer, we don't get graded on fuel consumption.
Right. That's right. I know.
That's the basic
I keep forgetting that, especially not in 1970 or whatever this is.
Not in 1974 in the mountains of Virginia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as I recall, gas was only about 25 cents a gallon those days.
Yeah, I'd be interested because see, 74 would have been at
Just the
end
beginning.
It's at the end of the first OPEC.
Oh, it's the end of it. Oh, okay. I'm thinking 72. That's when
Right,
gas was really cheap.
right. 73, 74 was the
Yeah.
OPEC.
The first crisis. Yeah. Oh, this is great. So now you got those all out of there.
Okay, we're gonna put the empties onto the branch, right? Looks like it.
What's that?
I'm putting the empties onto the branch.
Yep, put the empties on the branch, put the loads in the chip track.
Okay, the empties are on the branch.
Yeah, loads go in the chip track.
We lived in Covington for 30 years when I was in high school, 74.
Uh-huh.
These houses that were in the town that were like 50, 100 years old,
Yeah.
they just reeked of the smell of that mill. And it was just in everything.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that funny?
They were, when they originally built the pulp mill, there were houses right next to it. I mean, just across the
Yeah,
street.
yeah.
You're like, oh my goodness.
I wonder if Squim was that way too back in the day with a mill in Port Angeles.
I don't know. I think the Port Angeles mill grinds the chips. It's actually Port Kennington smells to a degree. All right, so we got 4 empty wood chip hoppers, a tank car of probably turpentine, and a box car of activated carbon.
Yeah, it's all good. I think we can go back to the mill.
Okay.
Go back to the mill siding. That's everything I'm aware of.
Yep. That activated carbon was used to clean water. So the water on the East Coast, a lot of it was cleaned by the byproduct of a paper mill.
Oh boy.
Somehow that disturbs me.
Yeah.
You know,
That's a little bit like that's like how the byproduct of cleaning silicon chips for making computers is used as an input in toothpaste.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right. All right, we're going back. Starting to shove back towards the paper mill.
So now we have the age-old question of how do we get the caboose on the correct end of the train?
Mm-hmm.
Do you back the train onto the caboose? Or do you run around the caboose and put the caboose on the end of the cut?
Yeah, we got about 15 cars. Is that right? I mean, 3, not that many. 7. We got 13 cars. I mean, I could probably be pretty gentle if you want me to be.
Yeah,
I could back them onto you without.
I think that's the way to go. So you back these guys onto the rest of the cars.
So I read this great book. Um, it's called Life in a Caboose.
Uh-huh.
And it was written by a guy who was worked on the Chesapeake, Ohio from the 60s, for about 40 years, starting in the mid 60s, as either a conductor or a brakeman in the caboose.
Wow,
He describes life on a caboose.
that's great.
Um,
Yeah, I want to read that book. All right, so just cut off the caboose and past the fouling point and
so it's on. Come on, Joe. Um, so he describes like how they would use the flares, how they'd use the torpedoes,
Yeah.
how they would cook,
Yeah.
much of which was under the theory that the coal dust on the stove was hot, so it must be okay.
Yeah. Right.
He would show where they would literally cook directly on the stove
Yeah.
without even a pan.
Yeah.
All right, so the caboose is on the main.
So yeah, you can go put some air in those cars, and then you can pull back and cut in the caboose. I mean, pull forward. This is the part where I haven't studied my tsunami decoders enough to have the sound of the air compressor be a function button that, I can just go ahead and pump up the air before pulling out. But
Yeah,
it's just one of those extra levels. I told you I finally found one of these, or you found it for me, I guess, the orange tank car.
yep.
I got one of those now for my mill.
Yeah, I don't know about your luck, but if people like use the bell and the horn correctly at at the roads and stuff like that, that's a big accomplishment.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm exactly there.
And this,
I you know I went to all this trouble to set up brakes, and people are just like, really?
yeah,
I have to use the brakes? Did you log into the OPSIG Zoom meeting last Saturday? Or
no, I intend to go. I saw your message saying it was really good, so I intend to go look at it, but I haven't yet.
oh, okay. Anyway, you'll enjoy it. It's quite good. It's about this kind of thing. Sort of, this one guy was putting in signals on his layout because he couldn't get anybody to pay attention to what they were doing. So he thought maybe if he had a red and green stop go light, it would help. Whoops. Ha 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 ha
They're just nudging you back.
ha.
Well, finish with a soft landing.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Well, we're getting trained.
Toot toot.
We're done.
We're done. We did that job. You want to take it around to the yard?
Not for now.
Oh, okay.
Back it up so at least don't have it on the crossing the siding, crossing the road there.
Right. You want to leave it on the main?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. You'll pull it into the yard later?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Before you run some other mainline train.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, this layout, it lends itself to doing things in pieces like this.
Yes, it does. It's brilliant.
We're good.
Oh,
I'm
well, that was fun, Joe.
glad you enjoyed it. I had fun too.